Live from Eugene, Oregon's Pac-12 Women's Volleyball, brought to you by Tashikara. Inside Matthew Knight Arena, 17th ranked UCLA comes to town to take on the 14th ranked Oregon Ducks. Hi everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Anne-Marie Anderson alongside two-time Olympian Dane Blanton. And Dane, at this point in November, this match is all about postseason positioning.
Well, that's what you do. You play the whole season for the postseason, and right now these two teams are dead even at 9-7 in the Pac-12. But look at Oregon, 19-7 overall, an 8 RPI, whereas UCLA 18-9 with a 17 RPI. So it is extremely important. There's a lot on the line tonight. If UCLA can win, they might put themselves in that top 16, and they might host the first round. So, of course, this is very important.
And if UCLA is to win, it's going to be down to Karsta Lowe to make the difference.
Absolutely. Karsta Lowe is a candidate for National Player of the Year. She's impressive. A 6'4" opposite who has a hammer. She's already won Offensive Player of the Week 4 times in the Pac-12. She is a force to be reckoned with, leading the nation at 5.96 kills per set. On the other side of the net, Martine Bettendorf. She is a hammer as well. Switching to the opposite position this year, she's hitting .305 and she's leading the Ducks the 3.36 kills per set. She's going to have a huge game tonight if they're going to take down UCLA.
We expect a shootout tonight. Last time these two teams met, both of them hit over 300 for the match. UCLA came out top. The Ducks are looking to defend home court. Back inside Matthew Knight Arena, top 20 matchup on Pac-12 Network. 17th ranked UCLA and 14th ranked Oregon locked up in Pac-12 standings, looking to separate themselves in late November. Taking a look at the Bruins lineup, we've mentioned that Karsta Lowe is going to be the key in this Tashikara-sponsored lineup. Megan Moynoa making her second start for the Bruins this year at center. Michael Seeley is the head coach in his 5th season. In 2011, his first year in charge of this program, they were the national champions. As for the Oregon Ducks, well, they've got an interesting development in their lineup. Taylor August, number 7, is going to be starting. She's played in only 4 sets this season, so it'll be interesting to see what she brings in terms of blocking. Jim Moore, head coach in his 10th year, said, quote, "It's crazy, but I'm going to try it anyway, Dane."
I like it, mixing it up at the end of the year, trying to see what parts fit. I think that's a good move.
And it's brave, Jim Moore. I mean, that at this point, you've got Karsta Lowe, who you mentioned has such a big hammer. He needs to put a big body on her, and he thinks a 6'2" Taylor August might be able to do that.
You like switching it up, because remember on October 15th, it was UCLA who defeated Oregon 3-1.
Yeah, and Karsta Lowe off in that match. So we'll keep an eye on that particular matchup. Casey Nady, the sophomore, is going to start off serving for the Ducks. And service ace to start things off.
Can you believe it? We talk about it so much, how important communication is and receiving serve. How can you not be ready there if you're UCLA on that first serve?
Taylor Formico kind of watching that first one, seems stunned. Noah goes back. Formico sets low for the second swing of the day. Not the prettiest first rally we've seen. It goes long. Point Bruins.
A little back and forth, but what we got to see right off bat is Karsta Lowe going against August.
Yeah, and for Karsta Lowe, I mean, we'll see a bunch. Nobody has taken more swings than her this season in the Pac-12. From the middle, a kill from Warner.
You're going to see a lot of Warner out of them until she gets up early, puts up a nice target for her setter, and is able to put that one away.
Maggie Scott back to serve and set. She's a freshman. Outside. I was a little behind Lawless. Moyno back to Lawless. That's where she likes it. She uses the block.
Yeah, right back at us almost.
I
Almost
know.
had to suit up and keep that one in play.
I was watching the coffee and I thought, yeah, defensively, Dane's solid. Two-time Olympian, he's good. And it is backcourt attack. The setter attack the ball above the plane of the net.
Yeah, if you're in that back row, you cannot jump and attack the ball, especially if there's a block up there. If there's any contact, you're going to get called for that each and every time.
Exactly. She was trying to make a play on the ball, but he's over that plane. Marshall, meanwhile, in the backcourt, still very much an offensive option. Served up an ace.
She's a great server, the best server on the team, and you can see why right there. That serve, the bottom just dropped right out of it. It's kind of a jump float, but it does have a little top spin on it.
Perfect pass from Liz Brenner. She gets rewarded with a set. Lawless fired up to block it.
Perfect timing right there. They almost knew that Brenner was going to tip that ball. They wait, they delay the block, and then Lawless just slams that one straight down, bringing the motion afterwards.
Second service ace for Karstalo.
I really like that serve. I haven't seen a serve quite like that this year. It's not a true topspin serve, and it's not a jump floater. It's got a little topspin on it, and it's difficult to receive because there's a lot of movement.
Well, you mentioned Lowe, the best server for UCLA. 26 service aces for her, including those last two that put the Ducks in a hole.
Sunday, women's volleyball charges on as number 5 Washington hopes to complete a series sweep against hard-hitting Arizona State. Sunday at 11 on Pac-12 Networks.
Tommy Edmonds swinging a drive, deep to left. Good! A 3-run homer!
Hi, I'm Wayne Tinkle, head men's basketball coach at Oregon State University. You're watching Pac-12 Networks, where champions play.
Following two service aces from Karstalo, UCLA with an early lead in set number 1. This is a top 20 matchup. There's 9 ranked teams out of this conference in the top 25.
That's what makes the conference so tough and so difficult. And even though Oregon, they're not having a great season in terms of a 9-7 record, they still are in the top 10 in RPI. It's because of the strength of schedule. So many great teams in the Pac-12. That's what makes them so battle-tested when the playoffs come around.
And one of the things that Michael Seeley said, it's not that you get used to losing in this conference, it's that you're not rattled by losing in this conference by the time you get to postseason, because it's not like most teams won't have suffered a loss. Of course, Stanford's still perfect this season. Moino goes back to Lowe. Immediately Lowe says, my bad.
Yeah, that's it. Just way too low. I mean, remember, Karstalo is 6'4". She jumps well. This set's just a little bit too quick. She can't get there and manufacture a kill.
It showed her leadership that she says, yeah, that's my bad, and it clearly wasn't. She took 55 swings the last time these two teams met. And a swing from the Ducks finishes it up.
Really nice swing on the outside by Frankie Shebby. You're going to see a lot of her on the outside. It's got a nice quick arm. She's only a freshman.
From behind a swing, and that's Claire Felix, who was flat out perfect against Cal the other day.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. She went 12 for 12, hit 1,000 with no errors, if you can believe it. And that is a feat. If you're over 10 attempts and you're perfect, I mean, that's almost unheard of.
That's a great day for Claire Felix.
I know, I never did that. That's for sure. Did you?
No, absolutely. I never compare anything I did to any of you guys. Outside. Big swing. And Oregon keeps coming back. The Bruins keep picking it up. And a loose block as Bushler is shut down.
Bushler, the new freshman on UCLA. It's stuffed down. You see the great defense in the back. Brenner puts that in a nice position, and then just too big a wall for Bushler to get through.
Mono, a beautiful delivery back to Felix.
I like Moino's hands. She's very deceptive. You're not sure if she's going to go outside or set the ball back, and that's so valuable confusing that defense.
Middle coming back again. UCLA broke out the bit. They're just going to keep it in play. Outside.
Oh, that's a bad call right there. That ball didn't go hit the ground. I don't like that. When a referee makes that call, he's anticipating that it's going to hit the ground, and that ball didn't hit the ground. We call that the pancake, when you get a hand in between the ball and the ground.
And as soon as Karstelow started to protest, Michael Seeley was saying, settle down, settle down. 9-6 UCLA lead. And right now UCLA trying to settle down. Megan Moinoa back serve. We mentioned it's just her second start of the season. How difficult is that, Dane, to start starting match this late in the season?
Well, it's extremely difficult. It's difficult because you don't know all the players, and you got to get used to it.
We welcome those of you just joining us. We're in the first set in Matthew Knight Arena in Eugene, Oregon. Top 20 matchup between UCLA and Oregon. I'm Anne-Marie Anderson with two-time Olympian Dane Blanton. And we're thinking postseason positioning on the line between these two teams.
Yeah, so much on the line for both these teams. Of course, they battled it out in the Pac-12, which is the toughest division in the country. And both teams battle-tested, but it's about positioning in the playoffs right now. And Oregon with 8 RPI and UCLA with a 17 RPI. A lot's on the line here.
Yeah, you want to be seated in the top 16 in order to host the first and second round. That ball off of Rachel Inoue.
It's a little bit too much heat in a way to handle in the backcourt.
Inoue Fornco and Lawless back to receive. Perfect pass. Lowe takes another swing. And Zoe Nightingale patrolling the net.
Such a smart player up there at the net. When you have an overpass, sometimes you want to hit it. Other times you want to tip it like she did and place it in the perfect position. You go to hit the ball, maybe you get stuffed.
Putting ego aside and putting the ball on the floor. Zoe Nightingale making the right play. Brenner's swing is wide.
It's going to be very important that Oregon limit the unforced errors, because when UCLA has opportunities, they usually make you pay for it.
It was shocking to look at the box score between the last time these two teams met. Oregon hitting over 300 and lost because UCLA was just almost error-free, as you mentioned.
Yeah, it's incredible. You mentioned it earlier that both teams hit over 300, and when you have that happening, you have great offense going on, but the defense is lacking a bit. If you hit over 300 and lose, that means that your defense kind of let you down. That's what Oregon will try to rectify here tonight.
So far, they're doing a good job of it. Lawless pass. They go to low and shut down the hands of Martine Bettendorf.
Martine Bettendorf getting perfectly on the timing, pressing high and over the net. It's not all about vertical defense, it's about pressing over, and there's an ace. Wow, Maggie Scott with a jump floater that has all sorts of movement, completely mesmerizes the UCLA defense.
She goes again at Lawless, perfect pass this time. Karstelow trying to find some court, and she does.
It's amazing how athletic she is on that side. You don't want to give two swings in a rally if you can help it. A beautiful dig early on by Brenner, but the second time around, Lowe put down.
She's up. Rep. They're in the net again.
Outside to Lawless, and it hits. The antenna goes outside the antenna. Point Ducks.
Yeah, just clip the antenna just barely, but anytime the ball hits any part of that antenna, it's ruled out of bounds immediately.
Another great pass from Lawless. They go back to Felix. is just going to keep this in play.
No settle, no settle.
Brenner sets Bettendorf. Wallace taking a lot of swings early today. This is going to be a shootout. Nobody willing to let the ball hit the floor. They're saying it's 4 contacts on the Bruins.
Wow. So here's the block. A nice tip, keeping that ball alive. That was an interesting call to end that. I thought there might have been a net violation, but he did call 4 contacts.
I know what, I'm wondering if there wasn't a violation and they were saying it was Haley Lawless, number 4. It's a plausible explanation in any event.
I really love what I'm seeing now. All players on the court are bringing it. No one's really spin the ball. It's aggressive volleyball right now, trying to establish themselves early.
It's what we expected, Dane. A shootout is what we call for, and that's exactly what it is.
We all got it out of the way.
And for UCLA, Cartello, no surprise, taking a lot of swings already. It's impossible to imagine that she was walk-on her freshman year and only earned a scholarship freshman year, and look how she has climbed from her freshman year on up.
Yeah, you know what, that happened quite a bit. It's pretty amazing, the trend, and now leading the nation at 5.96 kills per set as a senior. But she's just gotten better and better each and every year. It's so interesting that this year they brought in Bushler. They didn't have high expectations right off the bat, and she's all of a sudden become basically the number 2 gun on the team at times, and won Freshman of the Week in the Pac-12. You just never know how someone's going to translate out of high school when they're a freshman as they develop.
Yeah, and for Bushler, Michael Seeley says he never expected her to have the second most swings on the team. And Dane, you were an outside for Pepperdine. How much does that take pressure off of Lowe to have somebody as powerful as Bushler on the other pin?
Well, it's huge, especially an outside hitter, because you don't want to be the only outlet all the way around in 6 rotations. That means they're setting you in trouble in the back row and the front row. You want to have someone relieve that pressure. And surprisingly, the freshman, Bushler, had really stepped up.
Liz Brenner serving. Oregon did trail 6-2. Now they got a 1-point lead. Tied up again after Claire Felix feeling good.
A little backslide there for Felix. Love that play, that little back quick slide. You don't see it in the men's game very often, but you see it so much in the women's game. It's an effective set.
Outside and crushed by Frankie Shea.
Frankie Shea is a player who you're going to start hearing a lot about her as the years go on. She is so well-rounded and has such a great game and such a quick arm.
Moinoa calls her own number. And a use of the block? No, Chevy tried. UCLA kept it in.
Yeah, I think Moinoa got away with that one because she kind of predetermined she was going to dump that ball. Oregon was all over. They just could take care of it.
Taylor Formico serving. Ribeiro from Mountain View, California. Very vocal for this team. Oh, no. Chevy puts it down.
Wow. Frankie Chevy showing what she can do right there. That quick arm swing. And she's so athletic. Gets up and just snaps that ball. Just a whip of an arm.
Chevy averaging just under 2.5 kills per set. She's crushing it today. Zoe Nightingale gets it back in her face.
Wow, and that's Frankie Chevy right there, stuffing the ball, teaming up with Casey Nady. But how about that? Putting up a perfect wall. Chevy doing it on offense and D.
Uh-oh. Overpass, and Moinoa goes up and says, no, not happening.
Well, that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Sometimes you don't want to hit the overpass. You want to place it right there. Nady tries to hit it, and she pays.
It's a solid rotation for UCLA with Lowe, Nightingale, and Bushler up front. Doesn't matter. Frankie Chevy on fire.
Chevy's starting to step up no question about it, and she'll go to the bench as Kiowa comes in.
5 kills for Frankie Chevy already as Kiowa back to serve. And the block of the Ducks, that time it's Brenner. No touch, and Karsten Lowe starting to get frustrated.
Wow, she's a little fiery right there. I don't think there was a touch. She's giving stare downs to not only the head referee, but the line judge. Love the intensity right now. You have to give a lot of credit to the Oregon block right now. They're touching almost every offensive hit from UCLA.
Hopefully you weren't lip reading there as Karsten Lowe showing fire. A kill coming the other way, and Dane, different players play differently with emotion. Some it can distract. We'll see as you're giggling over there.
Well, I love the intensity that Lowe's bringing. She kind of took it out on that last hit, the fact that there was no touch on the previous play.
What did that ball ever do to her? That's what she's thinking. Middle. Casey Nady.
Nady looking really good in the middle, giving her setter a great target as she's up early in the air. Ashen puts it right on point.
The Ducks out hitting the Bruins by over 100 points. Karsten Lowe still furious at the ball.
Wow, she hits a heavy ball and it's so quick. I see Oregon really digging into that sharp angle. And they're getting their hands on the ball, but they're really in that impact zone.
Yeah, you need to put a helmet on if you're going to be right there. And it comes back the other way with plenty of pace for Taylor August.
Taylor August showing that she can do it. I think it's contagious right now. Everybody's just trying to hit the ball harder and harder each and every time. Not a lot of people tipping and changing speeds. It's been one speed on both sides of the net, and that's quick and fast.
Tim Hovland used to say, if you're not gonna hit the ball and you're thinking about tipping it, just hit it harder. That was his whole thing, and that's what this game looks like. Just pound it out. And right now, Lowe answering back, trying to flex her muscles.
Maybe a little too aggressive, but that goes out of bounds, and Lowe's pumped up. It'll be interesting how they respond being down 4 right now.
Taking a look at the net play today is where all the action's happening.
Yeah, there's been a lot of net play, a lot of tips and touches, and that's where matches can be won or lost. Right there, Nady trying to challenge Manoa and paying for it. But I'm impressed, to be honest with you, with Oregon's block. It seems like their schemes have improved over time. They've made some adjustments, and they're doing exactly what they want. If not blocking the ball, they're slowing it down and funneling it to their defenders.
And the Ducks with 6 different players having kills, including 5 from Frankie Chevy. And being lower errors are hitting 281 to UCLA's 118 so far.
Yeah, I love what Chevy's doing right now. She's aggressive. She's only a freshman, but she plays well beyond her years. And she's only going to get better. But I think it's, like I said, contagious out there. Everyone really bringing it as hard as they can, which is so exciting to see. You know, I've done a lot of matches this year, and this is really high level, and both these teams really want this. You can tell that Oregon wants redemption from losing on October 15th. They know they may be ranked higher in the coaches poll and have a higher RPI, but when you look across the net and this team has beat you, you want to get a little revenge.
And Oregon didn't have a great weekend last weekend in the Arizonas. They lost to Arizona and squeaked by Arizona State. They put another service ace up there, their third of the set.
Maggie Scott really knows how to serve that ball and put some movement on it. She's already had a lot of success from the back line.
A little bit of a ping pong. Wallace saying, I want to put this away and get out of this rotation. The block does for him.
Really nice getting out of trouble, and that's what good teams do, get out of trouble. The pass wasn't really on point, but they somehow manufactured the kill.
Megan Moinoa up front now for the Bruins. Carson Lowe in the backcourt, but still very offensive. Felix!
Oh my goodness. Felix just thundering that ball. 6'6" Felix, the sophomore from Colorado Springs. Look at her get up and just bury that ball straight down.
Formico, great dig. Flawless on a lower set, plenty of speed. And that time, she makes Felix take down with her kill, Bendorf.
Yeah, Bendorf looking good. Felix has to seal that net. You cannot leave any space between your arm and the net, or you'll get tooled just like that, and it'll come down your side.
Oregon, set point. Oh my, another ace. 4 aces in the first set, and that's how Oregon takes set one.
Well, that was the difference. Their serving game was so much better than UCLA. Hitting seemed a bit equal, but wow, how about those aces?
When you put up 4 service aces and hit 250, well, it results in a Ducks win. How are the Bruins going to answer back? They need to have a quick conversation.
Sunday, don't miss a huge men's basketball.
Pac-12 women's volleyball is presented by Tashikara. We've got the ball, you bring the game. Wow, was that quick set one? Anne-Marie Anderson alongside Dane Blanton. Dane, it was fiery and fast.
Yeah, fast and furious. I mean, it's hard to even keep up with the action going back and forth. Both teams really came to play. Not a lot of nerves out of the gate, although Nady did start it off with an ace, and that basically set the tone for Oregon. From that point on, it was all Oregon, stuffing the ball left and right. Bettendorf putting the whip for the kill. Nady in the middle. They were spreading the ball all over, and this was set point. An ace serve where the bottom drops out for Brenner. So too much Oregon, especially from the back line.
When you take a look at the numbers, they tell the story. That 17-8 run to end the set, I mean, it was so quick.
Yeah, they really got in control of what they were able to do and their game plan, and they stuck with it, Oregon did. UCLA is going to have to make some adjustments here, and they're going to have to serve tougher from the back line to equal Oregon.
As far as Karsta Lowe goes, she's getting a good number of swings, certainly 13, but she's hitting negative numbers, Dane. They've got her number right now.
That's very surprising.
Keeping in mind, of course, that Karsta Lowe gets all the broken plays as well, but they have been digging her. Amanda Benson sets that ball well off the net. And just messy from UCLA.
That's a major error right there. Zoe Nightingale had a free ball position, tried to pass it up and shanked it over the net. That can cost you. Those are very valuable points you cannot give away against a team as good as Oregon.
Chelsea Goho serves. Nightingale puts up a perfect pass, and Lowe puts it down.
Lowe's accustomed to that ball hitting the ground quickly, and when it doesn't, it can be frustrating. She knows the level she can play at, and she's not happy when the Oregon defenders deflect that ball.
There's a close. Felix and Lowe.
Felix and Lowe teaming up nice against August, blocking her angle, targeting back into the court.
And that's going to be the challenge for Taylor August. We mentioned a freshman. This is only her 5th set in conference play. That time she sees that block and says, I'll go around it, thanks. Sharp. Did we mention that Karsta Lowe has a crazy angle?
It's crazy. It is wild. It would hit out the 5-foot line, about 5 feet from the net. It's pretty amazing, and that's what you want. Nice, strong left-hander on the right side, and that's exactly what Karsta Lowe is.
I mean, defensively, when you say, I'll take her cut, you just don't expect to plant yourself at 5 feet. August looks for that back line, misses it by a couple inches.
Yeah, I like going for that deep corner. It's not all about hitting the ball straight down every time. You sometimes want to go for that deep corner, but you have to hit it.
Jim Moore saying she hurt her foot early in the season, conference season. This August would have been playing all along. Linz Brenner, meanwhile, comes from the black court.
That's Brenner at her best right there with that last tip. But Taylor August, she hasn't played much at all. You see just 4 sets, so she's pretty raw. And this is a huge matchup to get into. And right there, it's coming fast from Carson Lowe. She's going to have to keep up with that.
Okay, and so that really is the challenge. How do you keep up with this?
Well, you don't. I mean, who has kept up with Carson Lowe? Even if you've been playing all year, so
you say good luck, Taylor. Keep up with that.
Yeah, you know, I think she's playing well right now. She's playing well. She's getting her hands on some of the balls when she's hitting. She's there talking to Coach Moore right now, getting a lot of instructions on the sideline as she comes out of the game. August is.
Yeah, she was running to Jim Moore. He kind of grabbed her, sit down and talk with her. She's doing a great job as Brenner digs that cut and gets rewarded with a set. And that's what she does, just hammer it.
It's pretty amazing because Brenner's not the highest jumper, but she knows how to manufacture kills. Some way, somehow, she tools the block, and she's such a great defender as well.
Maggie Scott continues to serve Lawless. And Lawless puts it down. Look at that dig.
Let it go!
Top ball. And it got away from her.
Well, the reason that Oregon ended up winning that is the great defense in backcourt. Keough really looking good.
Yeah, Chelsea Keough missed the beginning of the season, was cleared halfway through, and was planning to redshirt. Jim Moore said, "Do you want to play?" She said, "Absolutely." From the knees, ball set. What a smart play.
You're absolutely right. Very smart play right there. Check out the defense. First, Bettendorf gets that ball up in the air, and then she's on the right side, sets a little low. Instead of trying to hit it, possibly erring, she rolls it over the top and gets the kill.
No ego. Maggie Scott continues to serve. Tough server. And then it goes so good from Claire Felix. Off one foot, her strength.
Yeah, Claire Felix really likes that back slide. It's run a little bit slow, but it's right on time for Felix.
Felix, just a sophomore from Colorado Springs. Last year had a knee injury, but has a nice connection with Moineau, who's been in the program for years. Uh-oh, overpass. And a net violation on the Ducks.
Maggie Scott trying to fish that ball back on the Oregon side, but it was just too far over.
Olga Strongzili, the freshman from Greece, back to serve. She's got a whip of an arm. That's right, that's the way she does it, and it's a double contact called.
Yeah, the ball was passed so quickly, it just came off a little bit ugly. Too much spin on the ball. I like that double contact call.
Brenner passes nails, but the block is solid. And Moineau, 5'8".
Moineau, you know, don't be deceived. She gets up there, gets her hands over the net. Sometimes you'll target a shorter setter, and sometimes you'll really pay for it.
Yeah, and Moineau will always make you pay for it. Asking Michael Seeley about her block, he said, "No worries, she's completely solid."
That's always a tough situation depending on the height of your setter. You know, setters today seem to get taller and taller. Even if you lack a couple inches, if you have that blocking technique, you're in shape.
Moineau pulled well off the net, sets low, tries to get it, and nobody chases the ball for the Ducks.
Wow. Coaching staff on Oregon not happy at all about that. It was a huge effort running on the other side of the net. Outside the antenna, you have to bring that ball back outside the antenna and then play it over. And
they did. Steps 1 and 2.
A lot of the Oregon players give up on that third ball.
That's one of those that's going to be shown in film. Meanwhile, Bushler gets a kill.
I really like the intensity of UCLA. Even you can see it with Bushler. She bringing the noise, and she's pumped up after. It's so important to celebrate your successes.
And Serena Warner rushed that pass, and as a result, made the whole Oregon play a little wonky.
Yeah, a lot of Oregon's passes right now are a little too tight. They don't have to be that tight. Give yourself a couple of feet off the net.
That's perfect pass. Big swing, Shev's back up front. Ball hit the antenna. 6 points. Boy, and usually in the women's game we get a few rallies. It plays like a men's game. Kill, kill, kill.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. The rallies are being terminated quickly because everybody's playing with some power, and there's an ace.
That's the 5th ace of the match for Oregon. And Amanda Benson, a sophomore libero, started last year for the Ducks as well. Love the sound of the block. You can get a feel for the power. Benson sets. From Bettendorf.
Oregon getting a little bit back on track with their offense, putting the ball in the right position to get that kill.
Karsta Lowe in the backcourt, ball up, and a free ball to the Bruins. They run the middle, it's low, but Nightingale make it work.
It's so interesting to watch Karsta Lowe, how intense she is every time and how she celebrates each and every time, whether she's getting the kill or if it's a teammate.
Yeah, a leader of this team, and Mike Seeley has said she's a whole new animal this year. At the beginning of the year, asked him what's got into her, and he said it's the best case of senioritis. She wants the best for this team in her final season.
Yeah, it's funny, as the years go by, as you get to be a senior, you realize this is the last time I'll be here, and I gotta lay it all on the line, and that's what she's doing.
Yeah, maybe I will work really, really hard, and for her, it certainly paid off. Bushler, meanwhile, just lays it in.
That's really smart play right there. And I was wondering when that would start happening, a little more tip shots, because the defense on both sides is really dug in on their heels. That opens up the tip shot.
Rachel Inoue now in to serve. Play defense, junior out of Hawaii, with lots of experience for Bruins. And serves an ace going the other way. I can't remember a match where we've seen so many aces this early.
No, especially with these caliber team. Both these teams can pass pretty well, and it's just too much on the east side from the back line. People taking risks.
Between the two teams, there's been 8 service aces so far, hitting the ball as hard as you can. UCLA leading Oregon in set number 2. Karsta Lowe has 4 kills in this set, and of course she leads nation in kills per set.
Yeah, UCLA 15.14 kill per set, also leading the nation as a team. But Lowe, you realize right out of the gate why she's so effective. She hits the ball at such a high point, and she's so aggressive. And being 6'4", it's so difficult to get up at that level and just slow the ball down.
And in addition, Dane, she doesn't get all the perfect sets. She gets all the junk off the broken plays as well. What does it say about her that she's able to make something of those plays?
Well, it's huge. I mean, and she learned that over time. Something that you don't know as a freshman, but as a senior, she's so versatile. She doesn't care what set she gets. She's yelling for the set every single play. And that's a sign of a true leader, leading by example and leading with her intensity.
And you don't usually see her show her irritation so much on her face, but she's intent today as you talk about it. And she racks up there another good point, leading to Zoe Nightingale. But look at the Ducks. They're not letting it hit the floor.
Ducks are scrapping all over the court, trying to keep the ball in play. But when you give Karsta Lowe yet one more opportunity, she loves to terminate.
Outside, Taylor August pushes him through the block.
That's huge, getting out of trouble, because that pass was not good for Oregon. It was about 15 feet off the net, didn't have a lot of options. They go to August on the outside, and she comes up with a winner.
August was a middling club for Northwest Junior, playing outside now. And a huge block on Karsta Lowe by Taylor August. That's her job.
August dropping into that angle. You can tell Carstelo loves to hit cross court. Haven't seen her bury it down the line just yet, and the blockers are starting to notice.
Carstelo wants that ball back. That one hits the antenna.
Look at this, Oregon on a little mini run here, now within one. And they're fighting, they're scrapping. This Oregon team looks a lot hungrier than when I covered them about 3 weeks ago. They're intense, everybody's playing as a team, and they don't want that ball to hit the ground.
Yeah, they are digging everything. I mean, this Oregon team got tested in Arizona. They fought off 7 set points versus Arizona State in the second set. Jim Moore said it was a miserable experience, but it was tough for his team. And another kill as the Ducks are creeping on the Bruins.
Yeah, I like that. Chelsea Ashton decides to go back to August for a second time in this rally, having the confidence in her, and on that second time, she produces.
Setter is up.
Another service ace, incredible. That's the 9th of the game between these two teams, the 6th for Oregon. The 9th of the match, I should say, between these two teams.
It's Maggie Scott with that nice juke float. Oh, another ace. Wow.
4 aces for Maggie Scott today, 4 aces.
Unbelievable, the movement she's putting on, and now Oregon takes the lead. Wow.
Keep in mind that Maggie Scott averages .18 aces per set in conference, and she's already got 4 today for the Ducks. Tomorrow, huge Pac-12 football triple header, major bowl implications, and a possible college football playoff berth on the line. Of course, everybody here in town excited about that second matchup on your screen. Colorado versus the second-ranked Oregon Ducks at 1:30 p.m. Of course, you can see Washington State and 13th-ranked Arizona State, Oregon State, and Washington at 7:30 p.m. Pregame kicks off at 9 o'clock Pacific time on Pac-12 networks.
It's getting exciting.
Yeah, taking a look at the standings, Oregon has been such an incredible team. Marcus Mariota, a big write-up in the New York Times today, talking about how nice he is. Or I think it was in USA Today, talking about, is he too nice for the NFL? And everybody there saying, no, he's just as tough and competitive as you expect. The second set today has been loaded with lots of tough serving.
Well, UCLA looked like they had control, but then check it out. Oregon putting all sorts of movement. Maggie Scott coming up with a couple aces, and all of a sudden Oregon has the lead. So a quick turn of events right here midway through the second set.
Yeah, 7-2 run by the Ducks. Back to Felix, and again, cut is dug. Possible angles being handled by Oregon's defense.
Remember, these two teams met back on October 15th, and it was all UCLA winning 3-1. Carstelo put up 33 kills, and UCLA had quite the match. Oregon definitely looking for a little bit of revenge here tonight.
Yeah, but Jim Moore would say it wasn't all UCLA and that his team played well in terms of their attacking, but that their defense was missing against UCLA. And tonight, Dane, there can be no question about Oregon defense.
Yeah, that's the thing that's changed. And you can come out and have a great offensive match, but you and I know as a player, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you lose, a loss is lost. Doesn't matter how good you played, but they took that loss, looked at their weaknesses, and have improved upon them, and their defense is all over it tonight.
And they're serving incredible. There's another one that takes UCLA out of all their options. Just a smart play for Martine Bendorf for 6th kill of the day.
They're really clicking right now, but a lot of things are also going their way. These tip shots that are falling for points, you know, this set's too low, but they end up getting a kill. That's what happens when you're at home. You score a few points.
Brenner digs Carstelo. Felix. And this another ball, just ping pong round. Ducks can't get over.
The Ducks' defensive schemes are so fun to watch right now because they're playing fearless. UCLA has some huge, powerful hitters, but Oregon is not flinching when the ball's coming at them.
Bettendorf uses the block, and the Ducks are in control.
UCLA is in tough position right here as they get tooled out of bounds. They're going to have to manufacture some points here if they're going to win the second set. That's a throw. That's it just stuck too long on the hands. It looked like a water polo throw.
This is a former setter. I loved it.
Yeah. You had to agree, though. It stuck in the hand a little too long.
Yeah, it did, and incredibly, another ace.
Wow. This is incredible what Oregon's doing. They're taking care of business when they have to, and they're getting better as the set goes on, and that's what it's all about. It's not how you start the set, it's how you finish it.
And Oregon averages under a service ace a set, and they have 8, and we're not even done with the second set.
Yeah, if I'm Mike Sealy over there, you got to think that he is telling his team, we have to pass, we have to focus on that first contact so that we can run the offense. That's what's so important, and struggling at that right now.
You know, recalling last year when these two teams met in Paula Pavilion, they went into the break, UCLA up 2 sets to none. Oregon came back, won the next 3 sets in the match. Mike Sealy, I'm sure that in his mind, he's going to have to create some magic here because the momentum has gone completely the Ducks' way.
How tenacious the Ducks are playing, I don't know what you do because they're playing so tenacious that nothing's hitting the floor. And that can get frustrating when you're used to balls hitting the floor quickly. When the defenders get a piece of it, it's frustrating. Those balls keep coming up, and that's what Oregon's doing right now.
And as we take a look at the serving, has been the story of the match.
Look at the movement on these balls. UCLA is sometimes letting them go, but a lot of times they're in position getting ready to pass it, but the jump floats have so much movement, it's difficult to track.
Karstalo cut.
Oh my, that was from the back row. That was such an impressive angle from the back row, cutting it so sharp.
Yeah, Lowe's already taken 25 swings on the ball. She took 55 last time these two teams met in just 4 sets. Martine Bettendorf, meanwhile, has 9 kills. Told us to watch out for her, Dan. You were right.
Well, of course, with these two teams, Bettendorf is stepping up to the plate. So is Karstalo for her team. But right now, Bettendorf's surrounded by so many scrappy players getting that ball up in the air. That's why Oregon's on top.
Chelsea Ash with a service error. And it remains set point Ducks.
If you're the Ducks right now, you're thinking just get one good pass, get it up there, give ourselves all the options on offense, and try to pull off 1 point.
Casey Nady up front, as is Taylor August. August gets the final swing on that point, and Karstalo ends the conversation.
Yeah, if you're Oregon, you got to put that thing away quick. You don't want to let Karstalo have that opportunity. I think it's a good timeout by Coach Moore.
Jim Moore going to talk to his point as Oregon has set point number 3. Meanwhile, for Mike Sealy and UCLA, you can't really pick something that's wrong with their game. They're playing very well.
They are playing well, but they aren't handling that serve-receive as well as they need to be, and that's been the difference so far. And they're not serving quite as tough as Oregon, so that's kind of costing them. So it's the basics that you always talk in volleyball. You got to serve well, and you got to receive serve well.
Coming up, intermission, we're going to send you back to our Pac-12 Network studios. Ashley Adamson will take you through some men's basketball highlights. Toledo and Oregon earlier today right here inside Matthew Knight Arena. And UCLA honors Jackie Robinson.
Right now, if you're Oregon, you just want to settle things down. You need 1 point, and you're going to be up 2-0. You want to pass the ball well, but you have to go to your big gun, if you can right now, to put it away. Whatever your most powerful hitter is, you want to go to that position. August had that opportunity to put it away. She couldn't. It'll be interesting. Will they go back outside to August, or will they switch it up? I anticipate them set in the middle.
Yeah, their kill leader, Martine Bettendorf, is not in right now, and so Casey Nady looking at their middle, as you say, or side solid. Rachel Inoue serving. Pass is good. There's the middle. Wow!
Casey Nady just hangs up there. The communication wasn't really on point, but nonetheless gets the kill, and Oregon gets the win.
That is a Midas touch.
And misses her right hand, and she gets it just barely with the left, and it throws the UCLA defense off just enough. And sometimes you get a kill out of that.
And so Oregon goes into the break up 2-0 over a UCLA team that could not find answer for very tough serving. Coach Jim Moore joining us now. And Coach, the serve, what did you tell your player about the serve coming into this match?
Serve it in. No, I mean, we've been trying a lot to make sure that, you know, we're attacking with our serve, trying to score points, not just serving it in. We get yelled at a lot for missing too many serves, and we miss too many serves at times. But they're serving tough and they're in right now. So, you know, it's not going to be that easy from now on. I know that much for sure, but we have been serving tough thus far.
Hey, Coach, on October 15th, you hit over 300, had the loss because the defense wasn't there. That's not the case tonight. You guys are scrappy. You're everywhere. What's changed?
Yeah, except for a couple plays. We had a couple plays. I was pretty unhappy that we did not go after a couple balls. Martine makes a great save on a ball that can be pursued out here, and then we don't go after it. So we need to do it on every play. We are playing tougher, playing a little more scrappy, and so we got to keep doing it.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
We did note when coaches were unhappy about that pursuit, but there is plenty for the Ducks to be happy about as they go into this break. Meanwhile, UCLA has got to be talking about solutions because they need one. Welcome back to Matthew Knight Arena, Oregon, up 2-0 over UCLA at the break. Michael Seeley joining us now. And Coach, as we take a look at the players you have out there, we have to ask, is Julie Consani going to be setting in this set?
Yeah, she's going to start this set. It's, you know, Megan's setting fine. You know, I think the biggest difference is we're a ball control team. We're getting outdug right now. We've given up, I think, 8 service aces, and that's the difference in the 2 sets.
Coach, what has been that difference in terms of your passing? Where are your players having problems receiving serve?
No, I don't know. It just looks like one of those nights. I think we're not very confident right now. We've missed a couple digs. I'm not so worried about the play itself. I don't like our reaction to it. We look a little passive, a little soft, almost victimized by it. I want us to be tough.
Thanks so much, Coach. And as you and I were talking last year, Seeley came back, or Oregon came back and beat UCLA. This is what they need today.
Yeah, they need to toughen up their serve receive. But Carstelo has come to play. She's had 26 attempts tonight, but she's not hitting that well. Only 192, but she has been shouldering the load like normal. But on the other side of the court, Martine Bettendorf, she has had quite the match, but she's had a lot of support. That has been big difference. She's been scrapping, making the most of any set that she gets, playing great defense. Look at her pursue this ball and keep it in play, but all the other Oregon players thought the rally was over. So Bettendorf taking it to the next level and really elevating her team this evening.
And Julie Consani, setting change for UCLA. This is not unusual for the Bruins. That's what happens when you have depth at setter. Certainly we saw against Utah the reverse. Consani started, Boy Noah came in. They're just flipping it back.
Yeah, and Kazani has the more experience. Remember, Manoa just started at one time. It was their second start tonight. But Kazani has more experience. I like this move.
Got more experience this year. Moinoa has experience starting last year and the year before. So you go with your recent experience or your veteran experience. The block from the Ducks.
Serena Warner up big. A solo block right here to start it off. A beautiful read out of the middle. That middle position, not easy to read the setter hands.
Low. Nice swing. Back again, and a solo block from Taylor August. Are you serious?
How about that? Jim Moore inserting August just for that. The blocking duties against Barstow, and she's stepping up huge. 2 solo step blocks right here for Oregon to kick off this third set.
August played in only 4 sets in conference play coming into this. Jim Moore telling us it's crazy to try, but I think I'm going to try August out there and see what he can do against Lowe. He's been fantastic. And a net violation as Shelby Ashen backs into net.
Yeah, that's just a little bit too close. We saw Oregon get in trouble doing this in set number 2 at the beginning. They figured it out later, but you don't need to pass it so close to the top of the net.
Yeah, Shelby Ashen very solid, makes very few mistakes, and delivers a nice ball for an Oregon kill.
This is very interesting right now. With Oregon up 2-0, they can play a little more comfortable. They're keeping up the intensity. But if you're on the UCLA side, things start to tighten up a little bit because you know the pressure of if you lose the set, the match is over.
Maggie August comes in to serve. She's had 4 aces today. The Bruins happy to get her off the back line.
Expect to see Karstelo's number called even more often than it normally is, I think, here in this third set.
Yeah, she doesn't like to lose. She's playing insulted. Puts up another great serve. Sonny goes to Stronzoli. And Brenner's shot hits the antenna.
Yeah, that went straight off the antenna. Didn't give the blockers even a chance. See that? She tries to go right down the line, and she knows she's made an error immediately.
Low from the backcourt, rips it.
You're going to see her all over, hitting out of the back row, the front row, wherever. They're going to really have to rely on her heavily right now. You can see it. She's hitting it with a little more intensity than we've seen in the first 2 sets.
If Kartelo ever went to the bench, they'd set her there too, and with good reason. She's begging for it again right now. Kansani calls her own number. Longest rally of the match. And bounces that one off the rockers.
Nice route, little back and forth right there. And Brenner knows she has an opportunity to put it away. She puts a lot of heat on that ball, powering it off block. Here it comes, just sheer power to get that kill.
Karstelos and me. They go to Claire Felix. Ball is out for Frankie Chevy's swing.
This is one of those interesting matches that it seems like UCLA hasn't played their best volleyball, but they're getting closer, they're getting better, and Oregon has to watch out. Don't take your foot off the pedal at all. You have to try to get UCLA while they're down, because I'm telling you, when they get back on track, this whole match could turn around.
It certainly could, and that was Frankie Chevy's first kill since the first set. She got 5 kills in the first set. It was quiet in second.
I don't understand that. When someone's hot, I think you keep going to them and you test the heat meter until they start airing, and she was starting to catch fire.
She was, but Martine Bendorf was on fire as well at that point, and it was interesting. It worked for Oregon, but we'll see what happens here as Chevy remains up front. Felix, meanwhile, shut down by Chevy.
I'm telling you, the blocking schemes are on point right now for Oregon. They're getting solo blocks. There's not even two blockers up. When you are one-on-one as a blocker, you're at a disadvantage. The offense usually has the advantage, but right now, Oregon taking control.
So, Dave, let me ask you, in your expertise, is that a blocking scheme when it's solo, or is that reading the ball, reading the hitter?
Well, it's reading the hitters, but it's knowing the tendencies of where the hitter likes to hit. And you can see him jumping sharp into the angle at the last second. That's usually not a read, that's an anticipation. And it seems to be working. When you scout your hitters, like right there, when you scout your hitters and know where they're going to go, you take away their power and try to make them do something else. Because I'll tell you what, all good players in a clutch go back to what they're really good at.
And today, what everybody's been really good at is serving. Another service ace, this one for UCLA's Taylor Formico. Chevy, dug by Lowe. Lowe says, no problem, I'll take that one. And there's the block again. Huge up by Liz Brenner. Again, Brenner. Ducks, though, on the run, a free ball. Bushler on the one-on-one, it's not enough.
Wow, Bushler with a very quick close. Bushler out of Torrey Pines High School was the CIF Player of the Year, and she's showing why on that last hit.
Michael Seeley saying he knew he was going to get ball control and he knew he was going to get a great teammate out of her, and he did. But the net play of the Ducks keeps it tight.
I think UCLA right now playing with a lot more consistency. They're passing the ball much better than we've seen in the first two sets. That's why they have this 2-point lead.
It was interesting to listen to Michael Seeley tell us at a break that he looks for them to be tougher because the chemistry of this team is something that he's been very pleased with all year. Low. Just keep ripping it. And did you read her lips there? She said, give it to me. Keep giving it to me.
Yeah, she's hungry. She's aggressive. I love her style of play. She wants every single set, and she should. At 6'4" with her athleticism, that left-handed swing, the whip an arm, she's so effective.
A kill again. Taylor August proving Jim Moore right.
August taking a nice sharp angle right there. And she's been not only good blocking, but offensively as well.
Yeah, August, 6 kills. The block. And Casey Nady crushes it.
Nady, such a quick gather. That is what it takes. The ball happened to be up on top of the net. Look at her. She jumps the second time and just snaps on top of that. Great athleticism.
Lowe wants the ball. They go back to Bushler again. And this time, Brenner trying to get it over, hits the antenna.
I'm not sure why she didn't set that ball. I think they had another contact right there, but nonetheless, UCLA ball.
I've never seen the ball hit the antenna so many times in the match, in addition to all these service aces. It's kind of freaky, and then Casey Nady with a great angle.
Casey Nady looks really strong right now. She's playing relaxed. She's got a little smile on her face, and she's feeling good. And she should be, because she's having a lot of success hitting that ball.
Yeah, 6 kills, no errors for Nady. And how about another service ace for the Ducks?
That's what happens when you start playing relaxed. You're feeling good. That's when you play your best volleyball. Here's this little jump flow serve, and UCLA once again cannot handle it.
9 aces for the Oregon Ducks today, and that's something that Michael Seeley was kind of perplexed about. I mean, his team can pass usually any ball. Very tough serves, certainly, but they're very passable.
Yeah, what he was talking about, he was saying that his team kind of looked optimized, you know, when they were serving, rather than just toughening up, getting back in there and making sure you get that good pass, because passing is a lot of mental. You put in the time in the gym, you practice, you prepare with your technique, but seeing the ball off the server's hand, you do an initial move and then you do a secondary move, but you have to have those arms out early and keep that ball up in the air. A shink has got to be left or right. It can't be straight into the ground and unplayable.
And certainly, as they check rotation here, UCLA and both these teams have seen a lot of very tough serving throughout the year. I mean, this is what the Pac-12 is. You've got Cassie Strickland over at Washington and Samantha Bricio from USC. I mean, every team has somebody who's really ripping it, so it's perplexing that everybody's getting an ace against the Bruins today.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, when I used to, we ran a two-man passing scheme, and so my job was to pass, and I always loved a real true top spin jump serve because you could tell exactly where it was going, even if I had a lot of heat on it. Now with the jump float, the ball is coming at you, and it's like change-up in baseball. There's so much movement on it, and at the last second it can drop a foot, it can move left or right, so you have to be really finely tuned in to each and every serve, or it can cost you. And right now UCLA is not locked in.
They've got Strongsley back with Inoue and Formico. Inoue and Formico taking most of the court. They try to go at Strongsley.
There's a good pass.
And again, August and Warner giving Lowe nightmares.
Yeah, Lowe's going to have to suit up. She's trying to power angle all day, and August says no way that time, shuts her down.
And Lowe gave a little golf clap there. Interesting afterwards. Middle, not the set they wanted, not the connection they wanted, but they made it work. Brenner, ball's over. Lowe goes off hands and makes it work.
Yeah, I don't like the play by Brenner going over on two. Set the ball, give yourself that opportunity. There's some good outside hitters. I mean, I don't like going over. Use all your contacts, especially against UCLA.
Middle. Serena Warner with connection.
That was nice. That's textbook volleyball. Nice pass, nice set. Here it is, it's up. She could have set that ball. She decides to go over. You're not going to trick anybody, a flat-foot set over the net, but who knows?
Outside, Formico goes to Strongsley. Low, nice up, but she's out of the offense. And again, just looking for the corner. Strongsley on a one-on-one. Ducks not letting it hit the floor at all. Kansani, perfect, back to Low. The block again of the Ducks.
This time, Bendorf against Karsta Lowe. And wow, I don't know that Lowe know what's going on right now. It's all Oregon up 15-13 here.
Pac-12 women's volleyball is presented by Tashikara. We got the ball, you bring the game. The big change today, Taylor August making her 5th set start to start this match, and it was a big risk for Jim Moore. It's paid off well.
Yeah, he's looking brilliant right now, putting Taylor August in there. She's had such success blocking balls, touching and pressing over the net, and Karsta Lowe doesn't seem to be seeing the blocking scheme, and she's just continuing to power through angle, and she's got to make an adjustment.
And another ace for Oregon to make it an even 10 so far.
10 service aces for Oregon. Wow.
A season high for the Ducks. That ball long, and UCLA forced smiles on their face perhaps as they try to figure this out. They're still very much in this set and therefore this match.
Well, I think they're a bit shell-shocked. When you see your big gun, Karsta Lowe, get blocked, your outlet, then you start to worry a little bit when your outlet is getting shut down, and that's what's been happening, and you're seeing a very scrappy Oregon team really getting up every single ball that they can.
I mean, clearly Oregon's plan was to make Lowe have a bad day, and they are executing perfectly the plan that Jim Moore set out for them. Back to Felix, and it's a kill.
Net violation there by Oregon. This is the time where you have to start to step up, getting a little past the midway point here of this set. And like I said earlier, it's really how you finish. And this is where Oregon started to run away in the last set.
Meanwhile, the room's still looking very much engaged. I got my eye on Karsten Lowe. She's calling for it, saying a 4. She wants it. Bushler gets a kill.
Bushler gets that kill. Fortunately, Felix had an overpass and couldn't put it away. No one at the net contesting it. Those are the points you really have to make sure you win.
Bruins trailing by 1. Stronzoli putting heat on ball. Perfect pass from Benson. What a dig from Stronzoli. Lowe, happy to get set there. Stayed on her feet. Did not jump. It's backcourt. It's a pancake. Stronzoli making a great difference today. Ball's on the line.
Chevy, she's going to get her kill some way or another right there, gathering herself, going over on 2. Great play.
Amanda Benson serves, and what pass. That's what Felix loves. Chevy, again, another kick.
That's the defense right there. Brenner somehow scoops that up and keeps that ball alive. That's why that they ended up winning that rally, Oregon did, because of Brenner's beautiful dig.
Ms. Brenner's contributions defensively this year have been a piece that she's added to her game that Jim Moore has talked about. Her defensive difference has been huge.
Yeah, Brenner's not leading in kills, but look at her scrappy defense. A little underhand, scoops it up, keeps it alive, and gives her team yet another opportunity. A lot of times the defense doesn't get the glory. It's that kill at the end of the play, but it's the defense that keeps it going and gives your team another chance. And Brenner, we know her as such an amazing athlete.
Well, if you're enjoying this match Sunday, there's more exciting volleyball. 3 matches, all involving nationally ranked teams. 25th ranked USC comes in here to face this Oregon team who's playing just hot right now. And then at 11 a.m., Utah versus Howell. Utah, of course, entered the top 25 just recently. And Arizona State against 5th ranked Washington. 9 teams from the Pac-12 are in the top 25 nationally. Every single match loaded with meaning.
Pac-12, it's just a dogfight anytime the teams are playing. It's just amazing the quality of volleyball and how many great athletes are on all of these teams, and it's great to see them battle out a very high-level matchup here tonight, Oregon-UCLA.
Oregon ahead by 3, but UCLA still very much engaged. Karsten Lowe begging for the ball and pulls up with her kill.
Yeah, she better start varying where she's hitting, because if she keeps pounding that ball cross court, that time was out of the back row, but when she's in the front row, she has a tendency to hit a very sharp angle, and the block has been all over it.
Carly Drolson, perfect dig. Karsten Lowe, there's a cross court from the backcourt.
Yeah, she's starting to feel it, that intensity that she brings. She's cut the lead to just 1. And now things really start to heat up.
Yeah, Karsten Lowe has been engaged this entire match. He's never given up, even when he's getting blocked. Zoe Nightingale, very frustrated.
Yeah, there's a press over the net, and she's going to be called. The ball has to be somewhat on top of the plane of the net, and the referee didn't believe that it was. Therefore, you can't press over the net like Nightingale just did, or you're going to get called for a violation.
That was a painful one for UCLA because the block waiting for Lowe again. Good defense, gets it up and over. And Frank Frankie Chevy. Just shut it down. 9 kills.
Yeah. Once again, she tries to hit that angle. It gets blocked. Oregon controls it, and Chevy puts it away.
There are more freshmen in the freshman class in Pac-12 than any other class this year, and all of the freshmen are outstanding.
Bushler on the outside puts it away, a net violation on Oregon. But you can see even Bushler on the left side is having difficulty getting that ball to the floor. The Oregon defenders are pretty much everywhere.
Carson Lowe back up front for the Bruins, and service ace will put this match, or this set, back within 1.
Consani with a really nice jump floater, and that's what UCLA needs. I think for UCLA, if they can get over the hump and win a set here and force a 4th set, they'd be in really good shape.
Yeah, you don't want to open the door at all for this UCLA team. I think it's open. Tied up 21 apiece.
Yeah, here's when things get a little bit intense. So here's Carcelo tooling the block that time, still powering that ball angle, which seems to be very dangerous after all the blocks we've seen tonight out of Oregon.
Dane, Michael Seeley told us at the break that he wanted his team to show a little toughness. Have they?
They've stepped up a bit. Their body language right now is not exactly where you want it to be, but they are intense. I'm seeing on the sideline Carcelo pumping it up. She's always going to bring it. You know, they just are a little shell-shocked. I think they're a bit surprised by what they're seeing. This is a different Oregon team than they saw a month ago on October 15th. Their block is a lot better. Their defense has been spectacular, and UCLA is going to have to make the adjustments.
Well, this one's a thriller, and how about this one on Wednesday? Going to be another thriller. Top-ranked Stanford facing 5th-ranked Washington. That's going to be a really interesting matchup. Two teams with plenty of heat. 5 p.m. Pacific time Wednesday on Pac-12 networks. Check pac-12.com for games in your area. And I don't know who the player of the year is going to be out of this conference. There's a lot of candidates.
You're absolutely right. And that Stanford-Washington match was really hyped. Everyone was waiting for it. And then Washington ends up losing a couple of 5-setters. So now they have 2 losses, Washington does. But everyone was anticipating that being a battle of the undefeated, which it's not, but it's still going to be an absolute battle.
Yeah, and both Stanford and Washington playing right now. Both of those teams are up 2-0 over their respective opponents. Stanford over Utah and Washington over Arizona, I believe they're playing. Bushler looking for it. It's long.
Bushler immediately knew that she mishit that, not happy with herself, kind of letting Oregon off the hook right there.
Chelsea Kehoe, the junior transfer from Colorado, in now. Uh-oh. Drolson, Dig Renner. The block is big.
Yeah, you know, Brent had an opportunity. When I have an open net, I want to, you want to blast it off someone's face. You want to hit that ball as hard as you can. Brenner didn't put it away. The rally goes on, and UCLA gets a really nice block right there.
Tie up, 22 apiece. Rachel Inouye serves. She goes at Brenner. And the block of the Bruins is picked up. Carson Lowe says, how dare you pick up that block?
Wow, that's a huge hit by Carson Lowe. Coming in on the right side. Amazing cover by Oregon. That's been what they've been doing all night long, keeping the ball in play. You can't allow Carson Lowe to go one-on-one too often, or she'll show you what she can do.
Yeah, I mean, she's playing like she's insulted. And I think she might be, because right there, she is crushing the ball, and her fire is evident.
Yeah, I definitely think she's not happy. She hasn't seen the ball coming back at her so fast very often this year. And Oregon, you got a lot of credit for their blocking scheme.
This match loaded with meaning in terms of postseason position. Taking a look at the standings, Oregon State picked up a win over USC earlier. And Dane, for USC, they're just one match above 500. You have to be above 500 to go into the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, and it's not going to be easy. I believe they have 3 matches left, and if they don't win at least a couple of those, they could be in trouble.
Yeah, they have to win at least one, and all 3, of course, are against ranked teams.
Right.
And so that is going to be their challenge. For UCLA, however, looking at something a little bit different from them. You're looking for them to learn how to recover because they were down so hard in those first 2 sets. Michael Seeley wants to see what the team's made of. Yeah,
and I think they're poised to do something great here tonight. If you're Oregon, you know what? I want to close this thing out, and I want to do it right now because if this thing goes any further, I think it favors UCLA because they haven't played their best volleyball so far, where Oregon has really played at a high level and made some great adjustments.
This is a good rotation for UCLA as well. They've got Lowe, Nightingale, and Stronzoli up front. Steinmether saying move over there to Stronzoli. And Casey Nadig's a kill.
Nadig's been so great all night long. She's been up early, giving a target to Ashen every time. Great middle play.
She's error-free, 7 kills, no errors. Nightingale, the kill, answering back. And it is set point, Bruins.
It's all about the first contact here, passing the ball and opening up your offensive options.
Barstow still up front for the Bruins. Going to put up this block on Brenner.
Oh, how about that? I didn't think Brenner would get the kill there, but that's what she's so good at doing. When it doesn't look like there's anything available, she finds an opening, goes high off the block, too much power, and she gets the point.
This is as good as it's going to get in Pac-12 volleyball. Maggie Scott's had 4 aces tonight. She serves at Stronzoli.
Another troubled pass.
Stronzoli uses the block.
I really like Stronzoli's game. She has that really tough topspin jump serve. She plays great defense. And right there coming up with a huge kill off the block.
Set point. Low goes at Brenner.
Wow.
Ducks
Maggie Scott just running the offense. Bettendorf coming in on that little 1.5x set. That was impressive.
The Ducks are not having it. Brenner serving low in the backcourt for the Bruins. They go at Stronzoli. They let the set go, and Lowe, it's a kill.
Wow. That set could have very well been called a double, but it was set right in the right position for Karsta, but she somehow fished it out. So, Consani, good move.
And everyone knows these sets are going to Karsta Lowe, but still, from the backcourt, she is lethal. Set point number 3 for the Bruins. Stronzoli unloads. Oh my! Bettendorf!
Every time Oregon's been tested, they've answered the call. So UCLA has had 3 set points unable to close the door.
Last week against Arizona State, Oregon fought off 7 set points to win that set. Back, Felix.
Oh my goodness.
Low. It's still up. Consant back to Low. They're playing doubles. Bushler.
Check this thing out right here. Benson in backcourt just somehow gets it up in the air. That was pretty amazing right there.
Jim Moore spent some time talking to us about Amanda Benson earlier this week, saying last year she was hesitant coming in libero position as freshman. This year, she takes charge, and she loved that.
That was amazing. I mean, Felix put some heat on it. I thought that thing was going to bounce off the hardwood and to back, the seats. And all of a sudden, she got her hand right in between the ball and the floor and kept that ball alive. That's the only reason that Oregon just took the lead.
The other reason that Benson was so prepared for that moment, Jim Moore telling us he coached the Pac-12 All-Stars in China, and Amanda Benson played almost every point of that trip. She got great experience under pressure.
There's Bettendorf putting it away as Oregon continues to fight off 6 points. They're bringing all sorts of power out of the backcourt, and finally now they have a match point for the first time.
All right, Dave, so if you're Oregon and Jim Moore, who are you drawing this way up for? If you're Oregon, I know for UCLA as well. I'm going to get you on both sides.
Well, if you're UCLA, I believe Carcelo's in the back row, so she'll probably be on that pipe option, but Felix in the middle, I think Felix or Bushler on the outside is your best option. Of course, Felix has a little more experience just being a sophomore. You have Bushler as a freshman outside. Those are your three big options.
And for the Ducks, they've got plenty of options up front.
There's the middle, the car still low.
Low passes, speed me again, but it goes to Felix.
Wow, risky play. They went to Carcelo out of the back row, and that's what you do. You rely on your heavy hitter. UCLA fortunately got that second opportunity and came up big.
Yeah, UCLA fighting off first match point for the Ducks. And how about this? Sani comes out and Megan Moynoa comes in front court right now. Why are they bringing her in?
That's just for a blocking scheme. She's a better blocker on that right side. We've seen her put her hands in the right position. This is huge. Wow. I think Chevy has turned it up yet another notch as she just blasts this. Look at her versatility, turning down the line this time for the kill.
And so Moynoa leaves, Kansani comes back in, and it is match point Ducks. Oh. Lois dug. And a communication error.
Chevy got in the way of Maggie Scott. That's what happens when you're a freshman. Sometimes you make those errors. Maggie Scott should have been calling her off, which she may have been doing, but miscommunication by the Oregon Ducks.
Maggie Scott, a freshman as well. And so it was Scott's ball, but if it was a center setter, she might have pushed off.
Well, Chevy knows that they had one opportunity now. This is a second opportunity to serve that ball tough, try to get UCLA in trouble.
Oregon match point. Formico, perfect pass. They mentioned Lowe's back up front. Renner. Uh-oh. Renner under the net, no net violation called. Oh, some broken set. No nice.
Maggie Scott had the right idea. She just tried to put that ball down too quickly and too sharp of an angle, and it goes right into the top of the net. That was another huge opportunity for Oregon to close the door.
These teams are dialed in. Low, back up front. Team Bettendorf finds the floor. No, it's a pancake. And they're saying it's not.
Wow, I'm not sure what the call was. It looked like she got up the pancake, got her hand in between, but it was a late call, I guess, that the ball somewhat touched the floor.
Match point, Ducks. Oh, says disagree.
Lowe is pumped up and fired. I know she's pumped up and fired up, but they are still jumping into her angle, so she has to be careful, not just try to power it into that angle.
Take breaks that ball down this side of net. It's match point Ducks.
Well, I assure you, this is probably going to Costello, and Oregon knows it. Let's watch the blocking team.
Consani, absolutely low.
Yeah, she's just continuing to hit that angle. If August was out there, it might have went straight down.
Yeah, park yourself across court.
Beautiful hit.
Well, they do have two defenders in that back there to dig that. Maybe that is their plan. Ooh, that was painful.
She is really hyped up.
Got to slow yourself down. She's looking at Kasani saying, serve me.
Oh, there it is.
And Frankie Chevy closes it out. Oregon sweeps UCLA.
Well, Oregon just played a smarter game. They put so much pressure on UCLA by having beautiful blocking schemes, beautiful defensive schemes. Costello, they blocked her angle and they dubbed her angle. She never once tried to go down that line, and they knew it. So they scouted Costello extremely well, and they were very successful at that.
Oregon fought off 3 UCLA set points in order to come back and win this match. They gutted out.
They really did. They had so much fight in themselves, and they were a different team than on October 15th, where they had a great offense, but that was about it. Tonight, they brought solid offense. They brought great defense. Their blocking teams were there, but how about from the back line serving? How impressive is that?
And for UCLA, Dayton, they're going to face an Oregon State team that comes off a USC win. It's tough to play in Corvallis.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for them. They're going to have to step up. There's no question about it. But when you lose, sometimes that's a big learning experience, and I think UCLA can take a lot from those 3 sets that Oregon really took it to them.
The Ducks are celebrating. They played tough in the 3rd set, fought off 3 set points for UCLA to sweep the Bruins. For Dayton Blanton and our Pac-12 crew, I'm Anne-Marie Anderson saying so long from Matthew Knight Arena in Eugene, Oregon, where the Ducks did indeed defend home court.
Sunday, don't miss a huge men's